AMC 12-8-2023, problem 6, points A and B lie on the graph of y equals log x to the base 2. The midpoint of AB is 6, 2. What is the positive difference between the x coordinates of A and B? Okay, so look, A and B, suppose for example the first one is x1, y1. y1 equals log 2 of x1. y2 equals log x2 to the base 2. Now here, midpoint of AB is what? Let's consider this point M. M is x1 plus x2 over 2 and y1 plus y2 over 2. It is equal to what? 6, 2. So we can conclude x1 plus x2 is what? Is 6 times 2, 12. So it is related to coordinate geometry, this part. Let me tell you idea 6. For example, midpoint. Again, before exam, I said some important thing about coordinate geometry before the exam. If you see my videos, you can see that how we can solve these types of problem. y1 plus y2 equals what? 2 times 2, 4. Okay. Now, the problem says what? So we know y1, y2 plus y2 equals what? Log 2 x1 plus log 2 x2. Again, before the exam, I said this rule. Rules in logarithm before the exam. And I said also this idea that you will see this in the exam. Okay, if you saw my videos before the exam, it was so much helpful. Now, here we can say log 2 of x1, x2 equals 4. And I said the definition is what? It means what? It means that 2 to the 4 is what? Is x1, x2. So x1, x2 is 2 to the 4, which is 16. Now we have what? We know x1 plus x2 equals 12. x1, x2 equals 16. Okay? And we know what? x1 and x2 should be positive because when we draw, also I drew the graph. If you draw the graph, it will be something like this for log 2 of x, okay? So x can be only positive. Now here it says the positive, what's the positive difference between the x coordinate of a and b? x1 minus x2. Here, two equation, two variables, we can use a lot of things, a lot of ways, for example. So here, we can use quadratic formula, or we can say what? We can say the easiest way. We say x2 is 12 minus x1. You replace it here, it will be x1 times 12 minus x1 equals 16. So negative 12, let's write it. 12x1 minus x1 squared equals 16. If you take all things to right hand side, x1 squared minus 12x1 plus 16 equals 0. So if we use the quadratic formula, again, I told you before the exam, you should pay attention to properties of quadratic formula. It will be what? x1 equals 12 plus minus square root of b squared, 12 squared minus 4 times ac over 2. So it will be 6 plus minus, you should divide inside square root by 4. It will be 6 squared, 36 minus 16. So it will be 6 plus minus root 20. Okay, if we calculate x2 also, it will be same thing. So x1, x2 will be 6 plus minus root 20. And as you can see, sum of them 20, product of them 36 minus 20, 16. So x1 minus x2 is what? The common difference, the positive difference. It will be 6 plus root 20 minus 6 minus root 20. So 6 and negative 6 will be cancelled. It will be 2 root 20. We're going to write 20 as 2 root 5. So it will be 4 root 5. And again, before the exam, I said the important properties. I release videos in 4 parts. Number theory, combinatorics, and algebra and geometry. If you saw them, I told all these ideas. Okay, so the answer is which choice? 4 root 5, choice B. If you want to learn other ideas, you can send message to my WhatsApp number.